Hello, Cleric here again, and welcome to my build video going over Rain Fire. Now, Rain Fire is actually an inspiration from someone from my Discord. He goes by the name of Fire Smoke. He brought in to our first 3v3 I did with the big one with the Discord, and brought in this tetrapod that was running, kind of floating a little bit off the ground, running Bad Cook and Hammer, and I forget what the back weapons are. I think it was a stun needle and other things in there too. And I really like the concept of the build, so I kind of took the idea, took some inspiration from it, gave it a nice rusty paint job just because why not, because I haven't done that yet, and it kind of fits with the build anyways, I feel like, as far as the motif of the build, and kind of build my own twist on it and spin and use some missiles that maybe people don't use very often because, well, everyone says they're terrible, but maybe there might be some use for them. So let's go over a little bit of the statistics here. So I built this specifically around a couple of things. So you may notice the pictures for the thumbnail are a little bit different from this. I kind of modified the build after the fact, after some things I came across in the game. Decent AP, of course, it's tetrapod, it has good stability. Went over high defenses across the board because this guy is a slow boy, so I didn't care as much about the defenses at that point. And of course, that explosive. I wanted to get as high on explosives as I could. Being that missiles will probably be the biggest detriment to this build, a little foreshadowing, so maybe some of the matches you're going to see later, and kind of felt like that was necessary for this build. So let's go over it. So of course, with the build, you have the Bad Cook. Bad Cook, I love this weapon. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't, I'll have a link in. You go to my channel, you'll see my previous video to this one was a prank my Discord played on me of coming up with a bunch of bad cooks, and it was just I jokingly called it the Rain of Fire. It's kind of actually where I got the inspiration for the name of this build was Rain Fire. So Bad Cook does a lot of things. So the main thing I'm looking for with the Bad Cook, you know, aside from two main things actually I say for the Bad Cook. So the big one is this. Is the additional effect ACS failure. Interferes with enemies' ACS, greatly reducing stability if tolerance is exceeded. So essentially, trying to get that ACS build up on it, the failure build up on it, so that I can stagger people more easily. That's the direct benefit of this weapon. It actually does some decent damage to someone staggered too, but really it's for the effect. And the secondary thing, as you'll see in some of the matches, that this does a great job at masking your missiles. So the missiles I'm going to go over here in a little bit actually are very, very slow moving. Highly accurate and keep good track of people and fly for a long time, but they're very, very slow. So what this flamethrower does, it kind of keeps their attention on the big flamey thing trying to, you know, burn them, or it actually masks the fact that the missiles are so close and they come in and do some serious damage. So the Bad Cook is perfect for this build. Then we get, of course, for left arm unit, we have the Plasma Thrower. This is a very fun melee weapon. A lot of people think it's a little too strong. I haven't really perfected my range on this yet. I have a hard time sometimes really picking out my distance on it, which is my biggest detriment, so it's caused a lot of misplays for me. In all reality, this thing is perfect for this build. So essentially what you do, the build is designed to have the flamethrower up, have the missiles coming, and then try to get in and basically hammer throw them in order to cause the stagger as much as possible. It does have 2 consecutive hits for a 1600 stun. And so it's perfect for that purpose, and it's straightforward. If you haven't used the hammer throw a lot, it's a lot of fun. All right, so then we get to the dual. I'm using this on both sides. We'll just go over for one, just for demonstration purposes. But this is the active homing missile launcher. For those of you who might be familiar, although these move a lot slower than before, these are like the high ACT missiles from the previous games. The big thing for these, as far as what I've seen in this game, is that their direct hit adjustment is very high for missiles. They look at almost all of the missiles people use commonly. I mean, all these are 145, these are 150, these are 165, 140. Yeah, of course you have the delivery boys 175, and you have the detonating launcher, which is the same as this, and of course the Tranos, which barely even count as the missiles barely even count as missiles. These are pretty high direct hit adjustment. And as you see, their payload's pretty good too. It's 486 versus when some of the other ones are. And this is a double one, so it fires 2 of them. So it has the same effective range as many of them. It's the 1000, so it's not like the Coral missile, which basically goes infinitely. But the cool thing with this is that they simply are extremely high ranging. So you look at the description. I might even go the original, actually might be better. Missiles hound targets during lengthy airborne time, enabling heavy pressure tactics, which is essentially what this is for. That's why it says it's deliberately slowed down, and it really is slowed down. So these things, as you get the missile lock on, you they just kind of slowly glide around. They don't have the same like ominous thing sound like the coral missiles do, which actually kind of I think benefits these missiles a little bit, so people don't pay as much attention to them. And I honestly, sometimes you could have two, sometimes even much as three of these out in the air at once. The head, the ephemera, it's one of my favorite heads. I use it constantly on some of my builds. Good stability, good defenses, good scan duration, good scan distance. Standby time is because there's not very much time as far as like, you know, wonderful new stat in that most recent patch, by the way. It's good, just it's an overall just excellent head. So the core, going for as much stability here as possible and just high amount of defense. The main dish is just a heavy beast, so heavy, of course. Bashful arms, the 158 melee specialization. Of course, this greatly increases our melee damage, which is exactly what we need for this build to make it as viable as possible. With the plasma thrower, this thing that makes the plasma thrower just hurt so much. And of course the tetrapods. I was very torn going back and forth on these, because these have higher stability and more AP. But I saw that 1301 anti-explosive defense and I just couldn't get away from it. And honestly, these are quite a bit slower too by comparison. I like the fact that this got me over that 1300 barrier because I can feel already, given how this build was going to play and also how this build functions, I knew I was going to have a legitimately difficult time dealing with missiles probably, unless I just drain my energy out constantly. So I'd rather just have the anti-explosive defense that keeps me getting blown up too much as possible. Booster, Burzel is the obvious thing. If I need to catch up with people, it has the highest assault boost. Got to keep that moving. Burzel is an obvious choice at that point. The FCS I'm using is the P10 SLT. The reason being the missile lock correction. So one of the bigger drawbacks, which people have a hard time with these, the ACT missiles, is the fact that they take a while to lock on. So they're not as bad as the coral missiles, obviously, but they do take a while to lock on. And since we're using a plasma thrower close range, a flamethrower just kind of spews out fire in a wide range, the close and medium range just didn't matter to me as much as where our target tracking is so low. But the 150 helps greatly reduce that lock-on time to make those missiles even more viable. And of course, it's running tetrapod. The idea of the build is to kind of just stay a little bit off the ground, so it's not just ground-to-ground combat. Have to make people aim up a little bit, get above them and hammer down on top of them. So the NG000 is kind of becoming the standard for a lot of builds, and unfortunately it just works so perfectly here, so there's no reason not to use it in this case. And of course for expansion, using assault armor. Assault armor is kind of the get off me, or if you get a good chance to get an extra damage or finish off an opponent, assault armor is the play. So we'll go into AC test just so we kind of demonstrate the idea of the build. I'll grab a test AC and I'll actually activate him so you can kind of see what it looks like. Turn on the test AC just to get a feel for it. So jump to the ground, I'll go slightly off here, get my missile lock, flamethrower, hammer, go back to flamethrowing and get the ACS down as much as possible, drop it down, hammer someone, let the missiles catch up and blow them up. That is the premise of this build. As you can see, my energy, I'm not even half energy yet. Hammer them. See how much damage those things do on direct hit adjustment. It wasn't fully stunned when I launched them last time, so it weren't good as it could have been. I did not wait long enough on the missiles so they could actually do what they're supposed to. Boom, dead. So, as you can see, I'm just now got below half energy. So you want to get to right around, I'd say probably the 50 meter mark. You look on the right side. Right about 50 is kind of where you want to hang out. And this is kind of where you want to live. Quick boost obviously is necessary. But you don't want to quick boost too often though, because it does make it so your airborne time is not as good as it should have been. You want to kind of sit in their blind spot a little bit, stay kind of above them, use the missiles to your advantage as far as looking at get the hit. Oh, I actually don't think I had that locked on. That's why that didn't work as well as it should have. Stun them in, go into it. So, if you want to try this build, try it out. You have some ideas and suggestions, let me know. It's actually a lot of fun. I think it works really well in 3v3 especially, and even had some success in 1v1. So let's move on over to the games. Dim, Stun, Songbird, Moonlight, or Redshift. All right. Why not? Got this done. Wasn't expecting that, I don't think. As I said, I might have probably heard in my description, this is kind of meant more for teams, I feel like, but it isn't completely ineffective. So I'm not entirely sure how good this person actually is. A lot of range on that one. Oh, I did not wait on those missiles. That was my mistake. Boom. Got in close, made a mistake. Had the pulse armor, salt armor him out of it, just blew him up. Alright, trying to see what he's got. Duel, Zimmerman, Huxley, Richard Knight. Here we go again. More dual Zims. I don't think this guy knows what to do. I think he's confused. The outside. ACS anomaly, both missiles hit him. Round to the hammer. Boom. Wow. Okay, I really wasn't expecting this build to do this well in 1v1. I really wasn't. Do people really think you can just pick dual Zimmerman auto wins? Like, is that what this is? He readied right back up after going into garage, or maybe the AC data changed. I guess we'll see. He went full missile boat. Of course he did. I should have known. Okay. 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 I wasn't paying attention to the missiles when it came back in. I really should be assault boosting more. I cut my assault boost off a little too soon. Missed with the second one. Yep. Saw this coming. Saw it coming. See the missiles there? That was weird. Fine. He missed playing the hammer there. Although I did not mean to use the hammer there. That was my fault entirely. Oh man, I got used to melee canceling on this the hammer. It's getting me killed here. Oh, I just fired those no lock. That was dumb. Oh, I got him in time. Okay. Well, that was bad timing again. Oh, that was my bad again. I keep misplaying like crazy. I shouldn't have hit the throw on that one. That was dumb. I keep misplaying over and over. This is entirely my fault. I should be much better in position right now than I am. I was out of range at that time for the assault armor. Alrighty, GG's. Missile boat, run away against the super slow tetrapod. I see how it is. Oh well. I should have had a better chance at that fight, but I didn't because I misplayed too often with the hammer. I misplayed far too often with the hammer. Alright, probably my last 1v1. I'm gonna hop into some random 3v3 rooms. See how this looks. Double up. Dude, this is just so boring. It is. It's just so boring. Like why? Let me ask you. Why would you just start a random room 1v1 singles and just play a giant open map? Just I genuinely don't get it. Like, how is this fun? Like, do people enjoy this? It's legitimately so boring. Like, it's just so boring. I can boost backwards while I shoot muses. Pew pew. Like, it's just so boring. Oh look, he's flying in the air. Who would have thunk it? Oh, there's one round. Ugh. Really, he was on the outside edge of that, You know what? Screw it. Did not mean the melee there. Boom! Boom! How does it feel as like the toppest end of meta to lose to a bad cook, hammer throw, dual? I mean, look at this. I'm using these. Everyone says these are terrible. Now, as you saw from my review, I think they're a little bit better than people think they are. But seriously, like, nah, I'm not dealing with this nonsense again. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that again. No. Just no.
Love this.
So I don't know if Fire Smoke is around. I made a copy of his build that I like. That's kind of a rendition of it. It is fun. I actually legitimately enjoy it. So, how familiar are you guys with the high ECT missiles?
Pretty familiar. They're quite
Oh
gamey.
yeah, the active homings.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're
not
good.
bad.
I like
Yeah.
them.
I think with the right setup,
a little too long.
I have to agree with you. In general, I think they work well because of how they're designed, and I think they work really well in conjunction with Fire Smoke's idea with the hover quad, with the bad cook and the hammer throw.
I could see it. Yeah,
So,
lock them into getting hit by the ACT. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, although I've only really used them from point blank. I haven't really like sent them to track the enemy.
Oh, they're terrible at tracking.
They're not that bad.
They
If you
can
send
hound
them
the
from
target, but
high,
then
if you send them as ground to air, they're not bad. But if you send them as ground to ground or air to ground, they're not that great. Sorry,
Yeah.
air to ground they're good. Ground to air they're bad. Ground to ground they're bad.
So they would have been good against like other missile boats since they don't move quite as much.
Yeah,
Maybe.
or they're just not as ducking behind buildings quite as much.
It's taking a while to load. I'm a little concerned. There we go.
We have a lot of people here from all over.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
Rifles.
The bill's just what?
That's a real. That's an actual laser tank there.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
ouch, the
True
ouchie laser tank.
Real
Oh, no.
in parentheses.
Is that double redshift nebulas and songbirds?
You're goddamn right.
Ugh.
It punishes. It's fine. Our team doesn't have any kind of front line, so I think we might just get rolled.
Rolled up and smoked.
Wow, I just got erased by the LCA.
Waiting for my weapons to come there.
After erasing me.
Ouch! Ow, that hammer! Ow!
Yep. The hammer
can't
plus
go to the
ACT
hammer.
missiles already working.
Yep. I got blindsided by the missiles and the hammer just knocked me out.
Ah, hammer hurts.
I don't want to. Please let me go, please.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm dead though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not.
Ah, that was close.
Ow, I got kicked.
Had
Kicked
no
in
heat.
death.
They're outrhyming me.
I am so low right now. Ah, there's a nuke in front of me.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about the nuke.
I just get around a building and see an LCA charged in my face.
You know.
As one does in this game.
Oh no!
As
Oh no!
much as I
I'm
love
in
the
danger.
laser dagger, I think I might get more result if I switch to maybe the redshift moonlight.
Depends on
I
what
lose
you're
a
trying
lot
to
of
use
time
this.
just. Very often I miss my chance to deal damage with the dagger because people are recovering.
Run away.
With the moonlight, you would be a whip, but
It's a
with the
close
dagger,
match.
At least you are cool.
This is very close.
Ah,
No, 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 no! I'm low! I'm low! Don't kill! Damn.
No, I'm not letting you get away. You kidding me? Right below me, right completely in hammer range. You're gonna die.
He did.
I'll tell you what, high ACTs in that round did some work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Having to a random 3v3, and there's a whole lot of loader fours in here, so I'm not sure what that means. Could just be people messing around with stuff or not. Well, there's energy shotguns, dual gat ear shots. Double Huxley Moonlight. Was that the one other machine gun, I think? Lane, him missile. Got my bad cook guy. And dual laser hand. You know, it's not too... yeah, this is pretty decent variety. Not too bad. A lot of loader force, though. A lot of loader force. Got you from behind, are you? Think I'll let you do that? Boom, there's one. Oh, I should have jumped sooner than that, and I did not. Nope, that's my bad. That was entirely my fault. That was entirely on me. That was a misplay on my part. I should have stopped assault boosting and made my way in more slowly. Alright, 2's gotta die. There we go. Oh, I fired the missiles too soon. Leave me behind. You. Oh, someone kill him. He's so close to dead. Someone kill him. Let me get the point. Someone kill him. Kill him. Did he live? No, he died. Good. Okay. I was going to say, he was so close to dead. The high accuracy missiles doing some work. Ooh, that was a good shimmy on the quick boost in his part. That was nice. I was out of range on the hammer. Did a good job keeping the right range on me. Oh, I should have assault boosted. I should have assault armored. That's my fault. Man, what's going on with that guy? He just keeps dying over and over again. Something's up with that guy. Yeah, make sure I use that before I lost it. There we go. Pretty wide open map, so it wasn't quite as effective as it normally would be, but didn't too bad. This guy's doing some work, whoever he is. All right, here we go. See what happens here. All right. Missile boat with jamming bomb. That's interesting. A missile boat Trano. Quad shotguns. Double stun needle, double zip. Oh, jeez. Stun guns. Songbirds? I couldn't tell what that was. Again, just no imagination. None. And this is why I generally only do PvP, except for I'm doing videos like this, only with my Discord, because they're a great group of people who do a bunch of random builds and you don't see nothing but never-ending missile boats and Zims. Like this is just. It's just. Okay, again, so I said this about the video earlier with the 1v1. It's like, why would you go into a 3v3 room with a bunch of randos in a random room? And literally all you do is this. Like, is this actually fun for you? See, I don't see how this could be fun. I don't. Man, someone DC'd? Is that what happened? The entire other team is gone. Array? That just has been disbanded. The match was going to be canceled. Oh. So the host quit? I think this person was the host. That's interesting. Maybe they weren't really having fun either. Maybe it was boring to them. Yeah, disbanded. Yep. Host dropped it. Host wasn't having fun, I guess. Yeah, because why would you? Alright, so if you're watching my videos and maybe you are this person, oh yeah. Look, I'm not criticizing you for wanting to use like the top end of the game currently. I'm not going to criticize you for that. I understand. You want to go in and you want to win. But there are more ways to win this game. If you hopefully watch up to this point, you saw in the 1v1 earlier where I went against a missile boat, where all intents and purposes I should have lost, but because he made mistakes and I outplayed him, I won. So it's not an auto win. And honestly, my victory is much more satisfying. And I don't know if he felt worse about losing to my kind of build or what. But it's like, but imagine going into the game thinking, oh, I'm going to use the top end and win, and then you end up losing to some random build. Like, how much worse do you have to feel about the game at that point if that's what happens? Like, seriously, like, people, like, get in the comments, give me some suggestions, like, give me your thoughts. Like, is that enjoyable for you, honestly? Like, I feel like it just wouldn't be fun. Like, I don't see how that's fun. I really, really don't. And as you may have noticed, I'll probably never have one. I've never used the Zimmermans outside of a couple missions. I got stuck using one randomly in a mission because I used a random build a viewer sent me, and I don't do missile boats. I just don't do it. So it's just this honestly is about the closest thing I have to a missile boat, and it's the using two missile everyone says are terrible. So yeah, I just do yourself a favor, experiment in this game, and just go have some fun. Just go have some fun. And if you're having a hard time finding randos, join the Discord, get in there below, and honestly just have a good time. A bunch of good people, wide variety of builds, will give a lot of good advice, and just enjoy the game. So this is where I'm ending it. Like, yeah, like, subscribe, join Discord, become a member if you want to support me or not. Doesn't matter to me. It's your money. Do what you want. I'll see you in the next video.